money towards the primary roads instead of
Yes.
the township roads.
Yes.
So again, we have ways of managing,
So-
so that's all I'm asking is that we're watching that and we're trying to make the best decision for the whole county.
That's one of the clarifications on whether I'll use the Sauk Trail and, Somerset. That's a 60-40 split. But the top line says if it's all contracted work for certain things, that spells them out, it's 100% on the township.
Okay.
That could easily take out this one that's 60-40 and make, if it's all contracted work, we were just hiring a contractor, that goes on to the
It's 100%
township or
township.
residents. Yeah.
So if we're not using our employees and equipment,
Mhm.
it becomes 100% to the township
Yeah.
on
And then we
a
need
local
to,
road.
even when we use ours needs to be that match.
Okay,
So we're not laying out money
okay,
to have a contractor come in and do a lot of work.
okay. So in the case of Somerset Township, and they're asking for these paving projects, we can opt to say, hey, it needs to be contracted out, our workers need to do other.
Oh, it has to be. We don't have the capability to do all that at that time.
So if that's being contracted out, we don't have a match then.
We have to update the cost
The
share
cost share
policy.
policy does, and I can go through that with you if you want, but it specifies out what type of repair is 100%, what type of repair is 60-40.
So on the
So we
Sauk,
need to get them
so on the Sauk Trail,
at 60-40
but if it was contracted out, why are we paying 40%?
Cause you gotta,
because of the type of work.
the cost share policy states different types of scopes of work for 100% and different types of work for the
And it
60-40.
Talks about pulverization, blah, 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 at 60-40.
Okay,
Straight paving, if you just had Michigan Paving come in and pave 2 inches, that's 100%.
so if this is a pulverization and a paving project, is only the pulverization could be 60-40?
The whole project.
The whole
That's-
project.
As I said, I can go
That's
through
why
it.
Okay, so that is gonna be fixed for 2025 and going forward.
That's what you guys have to approve though.
Oh, wow, but we
So
gotta get them
that-
here.
Well, it will, and it will be, but what I'm saying is, there's a lot of,
Gray areas.
well, not just gray area, but a lot of, per se, I don't wanna say heat, but you'll catch a lot of
Slack.
flack from the townships because we're changing something, or could possibly be changing something that's gonna cost more money.
Well.
And so you guys have to approve it, we can run with it once it's approved, but
But I think you also look at what other counties are doing and what their cost share is, and I think we're pretty generous.
there's a lot of counties that don't cost share.
Right.
That's my point.
Lenawee County doesn't.
So, and again,
But
I don't wanna get to
again,
no
it's
cost share,
What's
but,
been used to here and what's palatable by the public,
right,
because it's really,
If there was no cost share here, most work would not get done.
yes.
right.
Townships
Right,
would not have
right.
the money to do it.
No, I'm not
even-
advocating
even the
for
ones with the
eliminating
millage.
Yeah.
cost share, but I think we need to be more cognizant of the projects that we accept, much like these paving projects in Somerset Township. Because we don't have to accept to do those.
No, we don't. But then again, you get the flack from the residents saying, why not? Because,
But that's when you have your ducks in the road saying that we need this money to improve these other roads.
But on the other hand, then we catch flack from people that live in other townships, why are
I
you doing
understand.
all this work
Right.
over here around the lakes?
That's
For
why I
the
like
lake people.
I like to
Yes.
see township millages. At one time, they was gonna talk about a countywide millage. No, absolutely not. Because if you spend more in Ransom Township than you did in this township with that countywide stuff, they're gonna come down.
Oh, yeah.
even
Whereas
villages
township-
for this county and these townships, there's very, very few, if
Right.
maybe a couple, that could afford to do that.
Exactly.
Because when you get to the villages, you gotta start touching every road. They can't levy enough millage to do that. It's just impossible. So yes, we need to adjust the match, and I will be. I'm also gonna be bringing, I think I talked to you last meeting about the permit schedule.
Yes.
I'll be bringing that to you too. I think we've come up with a pretty good, using most of what CRA is suggesting, plus what we've got and what we've normally done, combining those together and having one that can take effect.
We definitely got some things to look at.
Oh, there's tons of things to look at. Trust me.
Well, not only look at, but make sure we have in our planning for our 2025 projects. Okay.
Anything else for Bob?
You got something?
Nope, I'm all done.
Old business, ballot and overview of the proposed updates to Cray bylaws.
Right here. You guys got these last board meeting and you wanted time to review them and to place your votes this meeting. So. I don't know if anybody has these here, Bob, if you want.
Is that what you scanned in as part of the package,
Yep.
the clean copy versus the non-clean? And I
Yep.
did look at those, yes.
I haven't seen anything in there that sticks out to me that's out of the ordinary that Craig shouldn't be or should be asking about. They cover a lot. So I wouldn't have an issue with it, but this is for you guys to.
Were there major changes? I don't know that I saw major changes.
Not really major changes. They're covering a lot of different articles that, different issues that are important that need to be addressed, but.
And the changes that were made was for the better.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Like I said, I haven't seen anything in here that didn't change or this is missing. And that's more, I think, what they're looking for. Is there something that maybe you deal with or recognize that, hey, why aren't we asking about this issue? And then they would look at adding that to the legislative priorities. But these pretty much stay in place and they just keep getting tweaked as they either get addressed and passed something or they get shut down, then it's just kind of an ongoing, they do this every year.
I would move that we, approve the Cray bylaws.
Okay, you said legislative updates. Now that is
No.
different.
This is what was sent to you guys, it was last
Oh,
meeting,
yes,
meeting
no.
before.
No, I did, yes, so that's the bylaws. I
Okay, cause that's
I
what
was-
we're talking.
was talking legislative.
You were
updates.
talking legislative updates, which is different than the
Yeah.
bylaws. The bylaws is what was in the meeting
Yes.
packet.
Yes,
Right.
Okay,
my bad,
alright. Just wanna make sure we're all on the same page.
we'll talk about that one too.
Okay, and I would say the
That's nice.
bylaws, there was a lot of wording changes, but I didn't really see substantive changes, although hopefully somebody else read it more closely than I did, but that was kind of my,
I'll support Mike's motion.
Any more discussion? If not, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carried.
Now we'll get a
Okay, so that's
legislative.
got the
Now.
ballot,
Yes, this
everything.
has my ballot, everything I do.
So then you also have the legislative priorities, if you read through that.
yes,
Okay. And then again, I didn't see anything in this that
right.
wasn't not covered or,
I don't know what they're gonna do about electric vehicles.
Nobody.
they've got all kinds of studies going, they're meeting with other states
Yeah.
that have things in place for electric vehicles and they're trying to come up with something, but your
So,
guess is as good as mine on that one.
a thought, because they're talking about going to a mileage-based system.
Mhm.
I don't understand why they just don't institute a mileage-based system for the electric vehicles. The gas
That's what-
vehicles
That's
are already
what
buying.
That's what we're talking about.
Well,
Not
no,
yet.
the mileage-based
They're
system was
talking
for
mileage
everybody.
based for everybody.
Everybody.
Oh, they're gonna do away with like the sales tax and all that, or?
They didn't say that.
keep it-
No, they didn't say what,
Yeah.
no, they
They're
haven't
gonna
decided.
put that on top of,
But the mileage-based system they're talking about is for all vehicles.
And I think they
Not
would,
just
they would,
electric.
they would replace the one with the other. That's what their intent is.
we're gonna make it like revenue neutral, or?
No, they want more revenue, they don't want
Yeah.
revenue neutral.
Right.
Anyways, my thought is, was there any discussion, I've never heard anybody say just do the mileage-based system on the electric vehicles and leave the gas tax.
No, because it's not just electric vehicles that's kind of at the issue at heart. It's as vehicles in general become more and more efficient, that's the same effect as the electric
Back
vehicles.
on
That's true, yeah.
So that's why they're trying to look at it across the board.
Okay,
I think Utah does it, and that's one of the main main states that they're talking with as to how they set it up and how they do it. And
Their talk was it was gonna put like a device in the vehicle to collect.
there's all kinds of,
mileage.
Yes.
And there were people that were complaining that if they drove into Ohio with GPS, they ought to know whether you're in Ohio or not.
Well,
there's
more
a lot
so,
of issues there.
I would be more concerned about the Ohio cards coming into Michigan to our lake communities and not paying.
That's,
That would be the bigger issue, I
that's
think.
why,
But anyway,
yeah, I brought that up at one CRA meeting and was shot down.
So is there anything we had to reply back to them on the
I don't
legislative?
think so on updates.
That, I'm not sure, cause that,
I would put a
oh,
set
you,
on the
I
sales
didn't
tax.
present that. I did not get that in my email.
Oh, they'll be bringing this up at the annual meeting in March of 25. And so they were looking for input to take to there, and if you go to that conference, you'll be voting on it there.
That's the one in September, isn't it?
Yeah, it's down here, the annual meeting, March 25.
Oh,
Oh, this is the summer.
we'll
Never
probably
mind.
go to that one. Maybe.
Okay. Any new business? I don't have, anybody else?
Nope. We hit on a lot of topics.
We pretty well covered it. Public comment? Yeah,
Couple questions about the phaser rating report. A while ago, I got a copy of this from MDOT. I'm just wondering, is this gonna be available? Is this updated all the time, or is it only updated once a year?
I would assume once a
Once a
year.
year,
And there was a time period, though, they were.
Yeah, there's certain time periods for different parts of the state. But yes, it will be available, just like that's available online.
How soon can I get a copy of the updated, do you know?
Oh, it'll be a little bit, because
Okay,
what it does is that all gets put in the computer. And like this federal aid portion, that the regional rep has to take it and upload it into MDOT and send it off to TAMC. And ours gets sent to TAMC, that Michigan Tech does all this, and then they upload all that.
any
Once-
chance we can get an updated before we start talking about road projects?
Oh, yes, that's intent, that's the
Because
intent.
this is very valuable.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
that's the
I
whole
keep
point.
watching, and you bring it up, and I'm very interested in it.
That's the whole point of rating all of them this year, is to give us good information to go into our meetings this fall.
Okay. Does everybody get MTA magazine? You guys read them?
we
The
don't
only
have-
reason I bring it up, a
We're not
couple months.
Michigan Township Association, so we don't get the MTA magazine.
No, Michigan, I'm talking about the magazine, the
Yeah.
township focus.
No.
Right, we don't get that,
You don't?
because we're not
No, we don't get-
township.
Oh, okay. A couple months ago, there was an article in there about cost sharing programs, I just mentioned it. Kathy, you bring up some good questions. When I first started on this project of mine, my first question to the road commission is, how do we know we're getting our fair share of the pie? Trust us.
We told you was.
Okay. I did get a road millage approved for Reading Township, and I was shocked that I did. And I'm sure you guys are watching the upcoming elections. There's several townships asking for road millage improvements. I hope they get them. We have a pile of money we're ready to give you guys. We gave you a good chunk of money this month,
I was happy.
and we got more. So I'm just letting you know, we do have some money.
See, that's what happens, is you have to manage the match. of
Yeah,
what you
and
can and
you
can't
guys are
manage.
gonna have I won't be around, but
And
you guys are
ransom.
gonna have a challenge.
Random Township has no money.
Yeah.
They're helpless.
Yeah, they can do gravel patching or brine,
That's
so they
it.
can't do them both.
I think
They
Allen
shouldn't have much.
Township is asking for a millage, and I was kinda surprised that.
Which township?
Allen?
Well, that's a renewal, they already have it,
Oh, okay.
it's a renewal,
And I think they're no, they aren't asking for more, are they?
No,
They were gonna ask for more, but
Right.
they thought they were just trying to get the renewal.
right, because that Hog Creek Bridge,
That took their village.
yeah.
Thank you.
Anybody
Six Lakes Campground. That first cottage on the south side's got the chain link fence out front.
Got the, yes, I just seen that.
Yeah, I got a complaint on that from the lady a while ago, and I told her to take care of it, cause if the
It's
right wind
scary.
comes along, it's just snagged in there, and it'll go all the way across the road.
Yeah, it's
It's
scary.
about
What road is
60 or
that?
80, it's just down bottom of the hill, that past Six Lakes Campground.
What road?
On
I just
99?
need
Yeah,
to,
right up here on
on
99.
99,
Yeah.
okay.
And, it's the first house on the right, I believe, it's got the chain link fence.
Yep.
And
Chain
the
link
tree is
fence.
just on the back side of the fence, but it'll reach the other side of the road.
Oh,
when it
you
comes
just
down.
start looking, you can see it with no problem.
Yeah, it's already at a 30-degree angle, it's dead.
Well, hopefully our high reach truck gets fixed here very soon. It's been in the shop for a
I
while.
would make that a priority, if the right wind come along, it's gonna,
But if not, we can look at calling a contractor.
yeah. And the gravel work you're talking about redoing, would it be wise to do a test someplace? A little test strip instead of just going through and repairing all the roads with this new,
Oh, the chip seal?
yeah, the chip seal?
Well, I know that process will work. It's just,
Well, you were talking about the stuff that's already done right now, you take your foot and bring it loose. Now, if the new stuff doesn't penetrate through that, harden that up, you have that problem, then you're really gonna be.
you're not gonna know that until later down the road anyway. So a test strip's not gonna do a whole lot unless you just tested, unless you tested 1 mile and waited until next year to do it. Cause you're not gonna, yeah,
If it would show right away or not. But-
no.
Okay, and you're talking about rating roads, Vickery Road, north of the Lake Leander, I traveled that the other day, and that's.
Now, part of that belongs to Jackson, part of it belongs to us,
Yeah,
so.
and,
I
there
would
was
say
a
us
spot
now.
there where I almost couldn't pass the guy, we had probably 2-3 inches between our mirrors. I'm over against the shoulder, the berms are up on the side, I'm hitting that, he's hitting it on the other side, and we didn't have that much room to pass each other.
What section of that?
It's on the gravel part.
Oh, on the gravel part.
Yeah, on gravel.
Okay.
I went from, where is it, off of 12, or off of 127, I think, all the way to Moserville Road.
That's gonna be interesting, cause they're gonna put a solar farm in there.
Oh, that's gonna be nice, they're not gonna fit.
They'll widen
Maybe
the
they'll
road.
widen that one.
They'll redo the road.
Maybe,
Mhm.
maybe.
I guess that's about it for me.
Okay.
Doug, nothing?
I missed the meeting, so I gotta get back in the swing of things.
Ah, we can come to yesterday's meeting.
We can, twice.
Anything else? If not, we can stand adjourned. Thank you.